How to control your thoughts and transform your life. Master your mind, rewire your beliefs, and unlock lasting success, happiness, and inner peace through proven mental strategies that turn challenges into opportunities, silence self-doubt, and empower you to achieve your true potential every single day.
Have you ever felt like your mind just won't stop running? Thoughts pulling you in 100 directions, doubts holding you back, and fears whispering you're not good enough? The truth is, the quality of your life is shaped by the quality of your thoughts. If your mind is cluttered with negativity, your life reflects it. But when you learn to master your thoughts, you can design the life you truly want. This book isn't about quick fixes or fluffy motivation. It's about giving you the tools to reprogram your mind, control your inner dialogue, and unlock the success you've always dreamed of. Your thoughts create your habits. Your habits shape your actions, and your actions define your destiny. So, if you're ready to stop being controlled by your mind and start controlling it, keep reading. And don't forget, subscribe to this journey of transformation.
Chapter 1. The Hidden Power of Thoughts. Every great achievement, every invention, every act of courage in history started with a single thought. Likewise, every failure, regret, and moment of self-doubt was also born in the mind first. The truth is simple, yet life-changing. Your thoughts are not just passing clouds in your head. They are seeds, and whatever you consistently plant will eventually grow into the reality you experience. Modern science has proven that our brains are wired by repetition. If you constantly think thoughts of fear, scarcity, or failure, your brain creates pathways that make those feelings stronger. Over time, they become automatic responses, your default way of living. On the other hand, if you fill your mind with empowering thoughts, belief in yourself, possibility, and growth, your brain builds new patterns that push you toward success. Think of your mind like a GPS. Wherever your thoughts focus, that's the direction your life moves. If you constantly replay problems, you'll find more of them. But if you train your mind to focus on solutions, you'll begin noticing opportunities you once ignored. This is not magic, it's the power of selective attention. Your mind sees what you tell it to look for. The key is to realize that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. This awareness gives you the power to choose which thoughts to keep and which to release. By shifting even one dominant thought pattern, you begin reshaping your destiny. In this book, you'll learn practical tools to take control of this hidden power. But first, remember this truth. If you can change your thoughts, you can change your emotions, your decisions, and ultimately, your entire life.
Chapter 2. Awareness is Freedom. The first and most powerful step to controlling your thoughts is becoming aware of them. Most people live on mental autopilot, unaware of the constant chatter in their minds. Studies show that the average person has over 60,000 thoughts each day, and the majority are repetitive, automatic, and often negative. Without awareness, these thoughts run your life in the background, shaping your moods, decisions, and habits without your conscious permission. Awareness is like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, you can see the patterns that were always there, self-doubt whispering, fear exaggerating, or old memories replaying. When you recognize these thoughts, you separate yourself from them. You realize, I am not my thoughts, I am the one observing them. This small but powerful shift gives you freedom. Think about it. You cannot change what you do not notice. If you're unaware of the negative beliefs running your mind, you'll continue to act in ways that limit your potential. But when you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," or "this is impossible," you create a pause. In that pause lies your power, the choice to replace the old thought with a new one. Practical awareness can be developed through simple practices. Journaling helps you see recurring thought patterns on paper. Meditation trains your mind to observe without judgment. Even taking a mindful pause, 3 deep breaths when you feel stressed, can reconnect you with the present moment. Over time, these habits sharpen your mental awareness, giving you control instead of chaos. Awareness is freedom because it puts you back in the driver's seat. The moment you wake up to your thoughts is the moment you begin to master them. And once you master them, your life will never be the same.
Chapter 3. Reprogram your mind. Once you become aware of your thoughts, the next step is learning how to reprogram them. Think of your mind as a computer. It runs on programs, many of which were installed in childhood by parents, teachers, culture, and past experiences. Some of these programs are helpful, like work hard to succeed, but others are harmful, like I'll never be good enough. The good news? Just like a computer, your mind can be updated with new, empowering programs that align with the life you want to create. The brain is not fixed, it's flexible. Neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity, the ability of the brain to rewire itself. Every time you repeat a thought, you strengthen a neural pathway. That means your current beliefs are simply habits of thought repeated over time. To change them, you must practice new thoughts with intention. Practical strategies make this process powerful. Affirmations are one tool. Positive statements like, "I am capable of achieving great things," repeated daily, begin to overwrite old scripts of self-doubt. Visualization is another. When you vividly imagine your goals as if they're already real, your brain activates the same networks as if you were truly experiencing them. Over time, your subconscious starts to align with this new reality. But the key to reprogramming is consistency. Just as a muscle grows through daily exercise, your mind transforms through daily practice. Pair affirmations with journaling, meditation, and mindful self-talk. Notice when the old program shows up and immediately replace it with your chosen thought. Reprogramming your mind doesn't happen overnight, but it works like compound interest. The more you practice, the stronger your new mental blueprint becomes. And once your inner programming changes, your actions, habits, and life begin to transform naturally. Chapter 4. The Enemy Within. The greatest battles we fight are not against the world outside, but against the voice inside our own minds. This inner enemy shows up as overthinking, fear, and self-doubt. It's the voice that whispers, "What if you fail?" or "You're not ready." Left unchecked, this inner critic becomes the strongest barrier between you and your dreams. Overthinking is one of its favorite weapons. Instead of taking action, you get trapped replaying every possible outcome. While reflection is useful, overthinking paralyzes progress. Fear then adds fuel, exaggerating risks and minimizing possibilities. And finally, self-doubt convinces you that you're not capable, even when you were more than prepared. Together, these 3 forces form a mental cage. The first step to defeating the enemy within is recognizing its tricks. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me or holding me back? Awareness breaks the automatic loop of negativity. The second step is challenging the inner critic with evidence. If your mind says, "I always fail,"
remind yourself of times you succeeded. If it says, "I can't do this," ask, "Why not me?" Another powerful tool is shifting from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. A fixed mindset believes abilities are set in stone. A growth mindset believes skills and intelligence can be developed through effort. When you embrace growth thinking, fear and self-doubt lose their grip because mistakes become lessons instead of proof of failure. Remember this: the enemy within only has power when you believe its lies. By questioning, reframing, and choosing empowering thoughts, you silence the critic and unleash the part of you that is brave, capable, and unstoppable.
Chapter 5. The Language of Success. Words are more than sounds. They are codes that shape your reality. The language you use with others influences how they see you. But the language you use with yourself influences how you see yourself. This inner dialogue, also known as self-talk, can either become your greatest source of power or your biggest source of limitation. Think about the difference between saying, "I can't do this," versus "I'll find a way." The first shuts the door, the second opens it. Every word you choose signals your brain to either create possibilities or build walls. Over time, these repeated words form beliefs, and beliefs shape destiny. Successful people are not free from fear or doubt. They simply speak to themselves in a way that fuels courage and persistence. Instead of saying, "I'm not ready," they say, "I'm preparing." Instead of "I failed," they say, "I learned." By shifting just a few words, they transform failure into feedback and fear into focus. To master the language of success, start by paying attention to the words you use daily. Replace weak words like maybe, try, or someday with decisive words like I will, I choose, and I commit. Practice speaking about your goals in the present tense. I am building my dream, instead of I hope to someday. This conditions your mind to see success as inevitable, not optional. Your self-talk is like a script, and your life follows that script. Change the script, and you change the outcome. When your vocabulary aligns with confidence, resilience, and achievement, your actions naturally follow. Speak the language of success long enough, and it will become your identity.
Chapter 6. Emotional control equals thought control. Your emotions and your thoughts are inseparable. They feed each other in a constant loop. A single negative thought can trigger stress or anger, and that emotion then produces more negative thoughts, creating a cycle that feels impossible to escape. This is why emotional control is so critical. If you cannot manage your emotions, your thoughts will always be hijacked by fear, frustration, or worry. But when you learn to regulate emotions, you naturally gain control over your thinking. Science shows that emotions are energy in motion, temporary states, not permanent truths. Yet most people react to emotions as if they define reality. For example, if you feel anxious, your mind may say, "I'm in danger," even when nothing is wrong. By learning to pause and separate emotion from fact, you break the cycle. Practical tools can help. Breathing techniques are one of the fastest ways to regulate emotions because breath directly calms the nervous system. Deep, slow breathing lowers stress signals in the brain, creating space for clearer thinking. Naming your emotions is another powerful tool. Saying, "I feel angry," distances you from the anger, making it easier to manage. Journaling and mindfulness meditation also train you to observe emotions without being controlled by them. The secret is not to suppress emotions, but to master them. Suppression builds pressure. Mastery releases it constructively. When you acknowledge an emotion, understand it, and then choose your response,
You become the master of both thought and feeling. Remember, emotions are signals, not sentences. They can guide you, but should never rule you. By learning emotional control, you give yourself the freedom to think clearly, act wisely, and make decisions aligned with your true goals, not with momentary moods.
Chapter 7. Focus creates reality. What you focus on expands. Your mind is like a magnifying glass. Wherever you direct it, energy and attention grow. If you constantly focus on problems, they seem bigger. But when you focus on solutions, opportunities suddenly appear. The truth is simple yet powerful. Your focus shapes your reality. High achievers understand this secret. They don't have more hours in the day than anyone else. They simply use their focus with precision. Instead of scattering their energy across endless distractions, they channel it toward their most important goals. This ability to concentrate deeply is one of the greatest predictors of success in any field. In today's world of constant notifications and endless choices, focus has become a rare superpower. Studies show that multitasking reduces productivity and weakens performance. True progress happens when you give your undivided attention to one meaningful task at a time. This creates a flow state where your mind becomes fully absorbed, time seems to disappear, and creativity skyrockets. Practical strategies can sharpen your focus. Start with clarity. Define your top 3 priorities each day and commit to them before anything else. Use techniques like the Pomodoro method, 25 minutes of deep work followed by a 5-minute break, to train your brain for sustained attention. Remove distractions by silencing notifications and creating a dedicated workspace. And most importantly, guard your mental energy. Say no to tasks and people that don't align with your bigger vision. Remember, focus is a choice. You cannot control every event in life, but you can control where you direct your attention. And where attention goes, energy flows, and results grow. Master focus, and you gain the power to design the reality you want.
Chapter 8. Daily Mental Habits. Success is not built in a single day. It is built daily through small, consistent habits. Just as physical exercise strengthens your body, mental habits strengthen your mind. The thoughts you practice every day shape your mindset, and your mindset determines the quality of your life. By creating intentional routines, you train your mind to stay disciplined, positive, and focused, even in the face of challenges. One powerful habit is journaling. Writing down your thoughts helps you release mental clutter and recognize patterns that may be holding you back. A gratitude journal, for example, shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already abundant in your life, creating an instant mood boost. Another habit is meditation, a proven practice for calming the mind and sharpening awareness. Even 10 minutes a day can reduce stress, improve concentration, and make you less reactive to negative thoughts. Pairing meditation with visualization makes it even more effective. Imagine your goals vividly, and your brain begins to treat them as achievable realities. Affirmations are also key daily practices. Repeating empowering statements programs your subconscious to believe in your abilities. Over time, these affirmations replace self-doubt with confidence. To anchor these habits, create a morning or evening ritual. For example, 5 minutes of gratitude, 10 minutes of meditation, and 5 minutes of visualization before starting your day. These simple practices set a positive tone and align your thoughts with success. Remember, consistency matters more than intensity. Doing small mental exercises daily compounds into massive transformation over time. Just as brushing your teeth keeps your body clean, daily mental habits keep your mind clear and strong. Master these rituals, and you'll build a mindset that supports success automatically.
Chapter 9. Reframe challenges into opportunities. Life will never be free of challenges, but the way you perceive them determines your results. Most people see obstacles as barriers, failures as proof of inadequacy, and setbacks as dead ends. This perspective keeps them trapped in frustration and fear. The secret of high achievers is simple. They reframe challenges as opportunities for growth. By changing the lens through which you view difficulties, you unlock creativity, resilience, and progress. Reframing begins with awareness. Instead of reacting emotionally to a problem, pause and ask, "What can I learn from this?" or "How can this situation make me stronger?" This shift moves you from a victim mindset to a growth mindset, where obstacles become teachers rather than enemies. For example, failing at a project may initially feel devastating, but reframed, it becomes a roadmap of what works, what doesn't, and how to improve. A difficult relationship can teach patience, empathy, and communication skills. Even setbacks in your career can redirect you toward more aligned opportunities you might never have discovered otherwise. Practical strategies for reframing include journaling your challenges with a lesson learned focus, asking empowering questions like "What's the hidden opportunity here?" and surrounding yourself with people who model resilience. Visualization can also help. Imagine yourself overcoming the challenge and emerging stronger. Remember, obstacles are neutral. They only gain power when you give them a negative meaning. By mastering cognitive reframing, you train your mind to see possibilities where others see problems. Each challenge becomes a stepping stone, each failure a guidepost, and each setback a catalyst for your ultimate growth.
Chapter 10. Thought Mastery, Life Mastery. Mastering your thoughts is the single most powerful skill you can develop because it directly shapes every aspect of your life. Your career, relationships, health, and happiness are all reflections of your inner mental state. When your mind is disciplined, clear, and intentional, your actions naturally align with your highest goals. Thought mastery is not about suppressing thoughts or forcing positivity. It's about awareness, choice, and consistent mental practice. Think of your mind as the command center of your life. Every decision, habit, and outcome begins with a thought. By taking conscious control of what you think, you steer your life toward success rather than reacting to circumstances. This requires integrating the skills from earlier chapters: awareness of your thoughts, emotional regulation, deliberate focus, daily mental habits, and reframing challenges into opportunities. Together, these tools form a complete blueprint for transformation. Practical application begins with daily reflection. Monitor your thoughts, question their usefulness, and deliberately replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Combine this with visualization of your desired life and consistent action toward your goals. Surround yourself with influences that reinforce your growth mindset. Over time, thought mastery becomes second nature, and you begin to notice tangible changes: calmer responses to stress, better relationships, increased productivity, and a sense of inner peace. The ultimate truth is this: your mind is the architect of your destiny. By mastering your thoughts, you gain mastery over your life. Every decision becomes deliberate, every action purposeful, and every challenge an opportunity to grow. Thought mastery is not just a skill, it's a lifestyle, a way of being that transforms ordinary existence into extraordinary living.